Welcome back to Matchday Minds, the home of football debates, big opinions, and the occasional outrageous take. If it's your first time watching today, my name is Connor, and let's get into today's episode. Now, I am a little bit late to the party, but if you haven't seen already, majority, if not all of the kits have now been released for the World Cup in the coming summer. So I feel like me, being a big fan of kits, this video suits me to a T, if you pardon the pun. Now, I will be ranking majority of the home kits. Away kits will be sprinkled in if we have time for it. But if you haven't seen already, Adidas has blown Nike and Puma and the other competitors out of the water. So I will leave Adidas till last, save the best till last, as they say. But let's get into the Nike kits. So these won't be ranked from best to worst. I'll just put them in a random order and I'll be ranking them out of 10 and why. Got the list over to my side, so let's dive right into it. So the first kit we have here is Brazil, the home kit. Yes, they've gone the traditional colours, as you would do on a home kit, the yellow and green. I do like the way that the stripes down the side, the rib area down to the hip, I like that on there, but it's gonna be a common theme here. The collar that Nike has done, the weird round neck to a V. I'm not a fan of it. You either do a V neck or you do a round neck, in my opinion, like the t-shirt here. The badge, in my opinion, is either too big. I'm just not a super big fan on it. I do like the cuffs around the sleeves, and the color is quite vibrant. Don't hate it. Don't hate it. I don't love it. Previous Brazil kits in like the iconic ones as well. They've just been stand out, and this just I've seen worse Brazil kits, so I think I'll be quite fair to give this a 7 out of 10. I can't see any further details which would stand out on why this would be iconic, but 7 out of 10, fine by me. The second kit we have is the England home kit. Now, being English myself and having many England kits in the past as well, I'm going to be quite critical on this one. Again, the collar. What are Nike doing about this collar? They've gone for the stitching around the neck, but then having the V teardrop thing. It just looks ugly. I think if you completely get rid of the V here and just have it around, it would be alright. It would be perfect. Again, I like what Nike are doing around the sides. The colour's quite vibrant, and it's got a retro feel to it, which I like, which we'll go on later. The Adidas have blown out of the water, but we're on the Nike now. It seems like Nike are doing a Easter egg, as you would say, where the label would sit behind your neck with either like the nation's phrases, I guess is probably the best way to say it, but the badge doesn't look too big on the England kit, whereas the Brazil one looked a bit larger. I don't know if it's just because it's on a white background, it just makes it look smaller, but I think I have to go for a 6 on this one, just because of that little V, that we've got there. Otherwise, this would have been a 10 out of 10. Next kit we have is the France home. Now, again, France and Brazil have always had iconic and classic kits. Unfortunately, one quarrel I have with football kits, this is just a personal view of mine, collars. I am not a big fan of collared kits. I like the round neck. I think it just looks very simple. Sometimes it is, like we say, iconic. But France has had a um few kits with the collars, and I've never been a real big fan of it. I think was it 20 this might have been 2018, the dark blue or the white collar. Not a big fan of that one. I prefer like the round necks because it makes it feel like a sports shirt rather than like a polo. But I digress. On this kit, I'm liking the badge color and the Nike tick to go along with it. It looks kind of bronze. Could be gold in the picture, but very 80s bus seat design on it. The vibrant and the dark blue. It could be okay, but I don't know. It could just be a little bit washed on the pitch. But yeah, I'm not a massive fan of this. Is it better than the England kit? No. So I think I have to go for a 5 on this one. Being quite critical. Now, the next kit we have is Netherlands. Now, this is a thing of beauty. I like the vibrant orange on it with the small detail of the black on the side again here. The only issue I have, if you look at this kit, the Nike tick is on the side and the badge is in the middle. Now, with previous kits that Nike have done, they've either, like, was it England 2020 where they had the tick and the badge in the middle? Perfect. Why can't they do it here? It looks smart when they do it. You either have the badge on one side and the tick on the other, or you have both in the middle. Not one in the middle and one on the side. I think this would have been a 10 out of 10 kit if it had in the middle or one side either. Now, they have dropped the weird V that they've done on the Brazil and England kit. The only issue is it's black over the collarbones and then slightly orange on the overlapping. If they would have kept that black all through, that would have been perfect, in my opinion. And the sleeve cuffs, they're half black. Either just go black all the way around or not have them at all, because it's going to look slightly weird from behind. And on the side profile, you're going to see a weird divide. But other than that, this is definitely better than the Brazil kit. It's definitely better than England. So I'm going to go 8. 8 out of 10 for this one. Now, the next one we have is the US men's national team, the host of the tournament, or at least one of them. Oh, God. That looks like, what are those sweets? What are those sweets called? If you're from the UK, you will know the strawberry and cream sweets. That's the sort of design the US kit's gone for here. Not a big fan of it. Kind of looks a little bit like fake bacon. Like if you were thinking of like candy, no, not candy, cartoon, and you think like you see the bacon on the cartoon. That's the kind of colors they've gone for as well. Um, Not a big fan of this. The badge is very simple. The Nike tick again, but yeah, it just looks like bacon. And they brought back the weird teardrop collar in the center thing. That is a poor kit. I'm going 4. That's bad. I'm not a big fan of that. USA do better. Now the next kit we have is South Korea. Whoa, 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 whoa. This is a thing of beauty. The color, a nice pinky red rose. The badge, you have the tiger with Korea on it. Very simple, very bold. I would like to have seen the Nike tick either all black or all white. There's a little border which is grey, which I feel like you either have that black outlined or you have the whole tick black. That would have been smooth. I really like the flower, or like it looks like the red tiger camo from MW2 on the guns. Beautiful. And they've gone for what I said the Netherlands should have done, whole colorway on the collar. It is beautiful. This is a thing of beauty. So I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. It would have been 10 if that Nightic was either all black or all white. Perfect otherwise. Now the next kit we have is Nigeria. Now Nigeria has normally been pumping these out 10 out of 10s most of the World Cups. What was the World Cup where 2018 maybe? Where everyone liked this. Now looking at this one is very good. It's very retro Nike, but unfortunately, in my opinion, it looks too much like a bib. If you played Sunday League or Saturday's League and you sat on a bench and you've had these stinky, bright, fluorescent green bibs on, you will know exactly what I'm looking at right here. But other than that, it is beautiful. They've gone a completely different neck style here. I like it. The green is just very bright. And what they've done with the badge and tick in the middle, perfect. If this wasn't as bright, maybe sprinkle a little bit of black texture on the stitching on the shoulders and stuff like that. This would have been good, but I think very, very well done and very total 90 they've gone here. 7.5. I think it's a good kit. Next, Australia. I'm not going to say too much about this from first glances. That badge is massive. I don't know if it's been like that on previous kits before, but that is taking the Michael a little bit. That is like 80% larger than it should be. But the collar looks very wide and then very thin here. Not a big fan of that. 5. Next, Norway. Now, Norway, was it the Euros or World Cup last year? Can't remember what kit it was, but it was very beautiful blue. This one, I'm a big fan of having the flag as the design of the kit. The colours are beautiful. There's a very small detail of like, don't really know how to describe it. It looks like chain in the dark blue of the plus on the flag. Um, yeah, very good, but unfortunately, I feel like the cross should be more centered. No, I lied. I like it. I really like this. It's very simple. The colors are beautiful. I really like the dark blue and the way that the Nike tick sits right in the center of the cross. I can't really say too much about this one. There's no quarrels. The neck looks alright. The cuffs are alright. There's no weird design. I think a solid 7.5 out of 10. Very good. Next we got China. Don't even know if they're going to qualify or if they have qualified, but let's review their kit anyway. Can't say too much about this. It's just very plain. On the front, there's just one kit design. It just kind of reminds me of like salmon. The scaly kind of texture. Um, it's just a very simple kit to be honest. I can't. The sides have a dark blue, which I think is a little bit of a contrast. I think black would have been better, but 5 can't really say too much on it. Now, one of the other hosts, Canada, have released a kit as well, and what is with these countries? The US as well. That kit is awful as well. I see what they were trying to go with the maple leaf kind of half up until like the sternum area. You got the like the maple leaf design, but oh my goodness, why orange? Orange and red should never go. Either make it black and red or white and red, because their badge is white, black, and red. Why not go that color scheme? That that is not a good kit. Oh my goodness, Canada, you really let yourself down because everything looks kind of textured on the kit. Um, yeah, there's like bumps and stuff. Like they kind of look like rivets. If I had to describe it, but then the badge just looks stuck on like a sticker, and it just stands out. That is not very good. It's like a knitted kind of texture, and then a sticker on top. Not great. This is also down there. 4. Next, Uruguay. Now, I said earlier in the video that the collared kits are not really my favorite, but this does look quite smart. The the way in the picture makes it look like is like baby blue, sky blue, similar to like Argentina colors. Um, but it's just very simple, and I'm gonna have to knock it down with the collar. I'm not really a big fan of that. I feel like the Nike tick also should be white to kind of mirror the badge that they've got on the kit. Spit it out. But yeah, the collar, in my opinion, is just not great. It's too polo like, and I'm not really a big fan of that. But 5, very in the middle, and yeah, I don't hate it, but collars just not for me. Croatia is next. Now, Croatia is checkered, and I feel like sometimes these can be a real eyesore, especially on football kits. When you're watching them on the pitch, they can get really lost, and I feel like I don't even know what to say about this. They've gone for the weird rivet texture again inside some of the checkers that Canada's got. I don't really understand it. Is that supposed to say they're a industrial country with hard workers and stuff? I don't know what the resemblance is on that. But one one big point on there, they've got the nation crest and the tick in the center with a faded streak as well. Don't hate it, don't love it. I like the blue to contrast on it, and the collar's not the ugly weird V one. I'll give this a 6.5. It's not bad, but I feel like it could be washed out on the pitch. Next, Poland. Did they qualify? I think they're still to play, if I'm not mistaken, or they have. Congratulations. Um, yeah, you can't really do much on a white kit too much, just white and red. but I think this is just a very simple kit. Not really too much to write home about. The badge, again, looks quite large, but I don't know if it's just the white making it look it, but I like the cut rib texture again. Um, Contrasting it. So 6 again. Yeah, congratulations, Poland. Turkey. Now, they have done variations in the past Nike on the Turkey kit. Again, you can't really do much with red and white, but I feel like they've kind of missed the trick on this one. I feel like their previous ones where they've had the crest just embroidered on the color, this time they've gone for the flag kit. If they just did the white moon star embroidered in the red chest strip, but again, they've gone for like a textured stripe down, and that strip in the middle looks beautiful. The design on that looks like when you swirl white chocolate and milk chocolate, it's gone for the swirly effect. But yeah, the flag crest just ruins it. Unfortunately, because that would have been a 10. That would have been a 10 because that looks beautiful. If you get a chance to look at these kits, look at the turkey one, and you'll see what I mean. Yeah, I'm gonna go 8 because it is good, but I think it would have been a 10 if the crest was embroidered, just the moon and star in the center. Really missed a trick there. Next, we have Slovenia, a very interesting one here. Um, yeah, it's like a ice blue, very white mountain peak design with the red. They've gone for the flag colors, I believe. Um, I feel like they should have kind of had the flag, the crest on the badge here. But this is yeah, it's feeling very retro again with the cuffs and the collar. Um, but the crest just looks a bit too modern for what kind of design they've gone for. Um, 6. I'd say it's quite fair. I believe that is all of the Nike kits that we have available, just the home ones. We'll move over to Adidas. Um, I just noticed that all the beautiful ones that I've seen online seem to be the away kits, I believe. So if we do have time, I'll rank those as well. But the home kits we have available to us, I believe we'll probably go alphabetical order. So first we have Algeria. Very beautiful off-white kind of color they have here. Very turquoisey green, 3 stripes on the shoulders, which is really nice. And I like the way they have the crest and the Adidas manufacturer sponsor design in the middle, matching the same color. Um, Not really too much you can do with a white kit, but I feel like they've done very well. That is a 6. 6.5, because, yeah, why not? Next, we have the reigning champions, Argentina. Will they fraud their way to another final with Lionel Messi? We don't know. But again, their home kit looks very similar to previous ones. You can't really do too much with a white and blue striped kit. But number in the middle, the gold Adidas with a gold corresponding badge as well looks like a thing of beauty. The only issue I have with this kit is where they've got light blue stripes down the center. The Adidas 3 stripes on the shoulder are dark blue. I feel like they should have matched the light blue as well there. I know it adds contrast to it, but it just looks off a little bit when you've got the lighter blue. So I'm gonna say a 7 for this one. Next, Belgium. Um, I don't think Belgium have really had many iconic home kits in World Cup history, but they've gone very simple here. I really like the smooth round collar on the kit. Um, the goldy yellow color is quite nice and simple. The font that they have got for the numbers is nice. Um, Nothing to really write home about, to be honest, because it's just quite basic. The design that they've got is nice. It's not just plain. Again, they've gone the same color all the way around the cuffs of the sleeve. So 6 6 on that one. Yeah, I'm happy with 6. Now it does look like Chile is next. Unfortunately, I think they did fail to qualify for the World Cup as well, so we don't we won't see this kit actually on the pitch, but I'm not disappointed because that is very basic. Has Chile had has Chile has Chile had a good kit in World Cup history? No, I think they were Puma before, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm not a big fan of Puma kits because they kind of just look very cheap, which is I'm very surprised Portugal's gone that route as well. But 5 for this one, it's just very basic red with slight blue outlining on the collar. I do like the overlap collar that they've got where it goes and then overlap. That is quite a nice design, in my opinion. So I'm going to go with a 6 again. Actually, maybe we'll knock it down to a 5 because they failed to qualify, so we'll never actually see it. But our South American friends, Colombia, again, what can you do with a bright ass yellow kit? Um, hmm, looks kind of cheap, in my opinion, because the way that they've got the collar, I like, again, the overlap design on it, but I feel like the blue should have been on the bottom to give it a break from the bright yellow base as well. Gives me the In-Betweener movies vibe where Simon's wearing those like V-necks that you used to get from Primark with that colorway on it. Just looks cheap and outdated. Um, maybe a 5. I'm not a big fan of that. Staying in that type of region, the South America, Central America kind of geographic location, Costa Rica. Now, from history, their kits have been pants in World Cup, but this one, not half bad. They've gone what I'd kind of say like um the Mexico do that weird design. I can't remember off the top of my head the way it is, but like there's a very nice color. From their previous World Cup kits, they've gone very plain red, but this one's quite nice. They've implemented some like purple and navy, just give it a break. I do like the rounded collar here. Um, not bad. I'll probably give it a 7. Next on the list, Germany. Either be poor or they can be iconic. Now, they've gone very retro in this one. Late 80s, early 90s kind of design with the flag colours going here. I feel like they kind of should have done like the zigzag kind of, but they've gone very V-shaped formation. Um, it's kind of an eyesore a little bit because of the way that the Adidas are doing the 3 stripes on the shoulders. I feel like it's just too much in terms of boldness on the kit. This could have been better. I feel like this could have done a bit better if the shoulders weren't so bold. If they're a little bit thinner, just take a little bit of off the front of the kit. I'm being harsh here. I'm gonna say 6.5. They could do better. They could definitely do better. Hungary. Hmm. Very, very boring. I mean, Hungary are red, white, and green. All I'm just seeing is red and white here, predominantly red. I feel like they needed to implement more green into that, in my opinion. Just from what I'm seeing on the photo, there's only a little bit of green on the sleeve, cuff, whatever you want to call it here. Very thick stripes on the shoulder, and then it's just red with. Why do they have 2 crests on there? That's another thing that I don't quite understand. Is that normally on Hungry kits? I don't recognize that before, but boring. Could have easily done better for Hungary. They've just played it very safe here. I'm gonna go with a 4 because it's just quite boring. Italy next. Now, Italy, I believe, have been predominantly Puma, but they've moved over to Adidas, and I think by the time this video comes out, they have played the qualifiers, and I don't think they actually made it through, so we will never see this kit on the pitch this year. Jesus, Italy has just gone down the pan. But this kit, nonetheless, hmm, I know they normally go blue for their kits, but I feel like they should have really home kit for Italy. They should have really gone for their badge or crest kind of like colorway. But blue, it's nice. I like the design on it. It's got a nice V collar. The stripes look quite bold again. Um, but it's nothing to write home about, and they're not dropping points because they didn't qualify. 6. Japan next. Their home kit is blue, which I feel is quite weird considering their badge or flag colors are white and red. But blue is nice. I'm liking this design. It's very 2008 World Cup style. Um, Thin blue, light blue lines going over the badge in the middle. Perfect touch with the Adidas design as well. Nice white and red colorway. That's beautiful. It's a really beautiful retro. Yeah, retro. Not as retro as like the 80s, but early 2000s, 2008 World Cup has given me that vibe of kit. 7.5. Beautiful. Mexico next. Now, while I was talking about the Costa Rica kind of design, the Aztec is the word I was thinking of. They've gone very Aztec in the center. It's like a big shield type with lots of designs on there. Very nice green, and I'm liking they've included a little bit of red as well for the flag. I feel like maybe the cuffs could have been a little bit more red in my opinion, but again, nice thick white shoulder pads there as well. Not bad, but I'm just not a big fan of the Aztec design, so I will go 7. But it's a very good kit. Northern Ireland next. Not great. It's just very basic. There's no real design on there. It's just plain green, thick borders again, and they've gone. Looks like they've gone half and half on the sleeve color, where it's white stops and then it's green. Just go all the way around. Then it'll be very retro there. Just very boring. 5. Peru next. Now, this is something. This is very different. So Peru is normally with the what do you call it, the sash down the middle. Very iconic, but it kind of stops at the shoulder and it's like rounded and goes down. It kind of looks like a propeller on a plane or something. But very nice colors. The Adidas badge is black, which is quite nice. It's a different contrast. Um, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'd like the maybe the sash just being one size rather than this weird intricate design that makes it look like a propeller. Um, 7. It's quite valid. Qatar. Now this looks very knitted as well. Like some of the Nike kits have gone for. The color's quite nice. It's like a maroon type colorway. Very nice. I like what they've done with the sleeve cuffs here as well. Nice white, rounded collar as well with the thick stripes, and then like a zigzag down the center. I feel like this could have done with the badge being in the middle if they're going for like a central design. Um, Maybe a 5. Nothing to write home about. Maybe a 5.5 if I had to be quite fair. Saudi Arabia next. Considering their flag is very basic with just being green, they've gone quite different here. The crest is quite nice on there as well. Um, the color is like a dark bottle green, and then they've got weird cubes of light blue. I'm not quite sure how I feel about this. It's like Tetris kind of shapes. Um, Very different. I don't love it. I'm gonna go with a 5, maybe a 4.5. It's not great. It just looks a little bit weird with the designs, which is quite upsetting. They had a bit of potential to go, but after reviewing this, it's not great. I'll go with a 5 because you can't really do too much with that, but kind of missed the boat a little bit. Scotland next. Now I've seen their away kit, beautiful, but their home kit, they have gone very iconic, traditional here. Nothing too flashy. Dark blue and white stripes. no, not white stripes, white stripes on the shoulder, but dark blue base. Now, I feel like they could have done something a bit more in the abdomen area because it's very plain, and I'm not liking the sleeve cuffs being just 50% white, 50% the color of the t-shirt. This could have been a lot higher. I'm gonna go with a 6. Next, we have Spain. I feel like they have a lot of potential with their kits. I feel like some of them can be iconic, but this one, after first looks, not loving it. Um, how do I describe it? Um, the navy blue is a bit too much for me. I feel like it needs to be a bit brighter for the red, considering. But I do like the navy on it. But I feel like I don't really know how you could change this, to be honest. But I'm not loving it. Not loving it at all. What would I change? Probably just make it all red, to be honest. This is probably one of these kits that will grow on me after like some time of just looking at it. Maybe seeing it in person as well change my perspective. I'm trying to think of a kit this is very similar to, and I can't really pluck one at the top of my head. But I'm gonna go 6.5 for now. Um, yeah, I can't really fault it too much, but I'm just not in love with it. When you look at a kit for the first time, you either love it like straight away, or you kind of like, and then after time you'll start liking it. But this isn't one of those ones where I'm just like, I love it. It's not one of those. Next is Sweden. Um, they've gone for the IKEA colors, which is ironic. I'm just kidding. I like the yellow. It's not too light. It's a little bit duller. Um, for the yellow, but again they've gone for the sleeve club cuffs, whatever you want to call them, 50-50 again. Just make it one color. Um, I don't hate it. It's quite nice. I'll probably go with maybe a 6 again. The blue probably comes through a little bit too much on the shoulders, but I do like the thick borders as well. Breaks it up a little bit more. Ukraine next. Not a fan of this. Very basic. The yellow's a little bit from the pictures, just a bit lighter. Um, Two-way color. Don't really know what you could do too much, to be honest. Very basic and boring. Not liking the collar here. I feel like that should be round. That would look a bit nicer. Give it more retro feel. 5. UAE. Ooh, this is quite nice. Um, they haven't included all of the colors from the flag because there's green in there. I feel like if you did add green, it would be a bit ugly. But they've gone for white, black trimmings on the number and manufacturer badge, and then red elsewhere. I feel like the collar should be rounded again. They've stopped kind of at the sternum area, and they've gone for an off-white greyish texture on the sleeves as well. It's quite nice. Um, Not in love with it. Probably wouldn't care too much, but I'd say 5.5. It's a fair scoring. Venezuela next. Beautiful. This is a very beautiful, deep red, wine-esque color. They've gone for trapezoid kind of design on the center. Is a little bit off-putting a little bit. Kind of adds a little bit depth on the kit. They've included all the colors. They haven't just gone white or black trimmings on the Adidas stripes here. They've gone for all the colors, which is a quite nice touch. 7.5. Wales next. Now this is beautiful. Wales next, and this is a beauty. But unfortunately, Wales have not qualified, so we won't see this. But I digress. Very bold red, which is nice. They've gone for Adidas in the center with the crest, and they've gone for a stripe through the abdomen of white border, darker red, and then a green kind of line as well. And they've done very similar on the collar. This is beautiful, very retro style. I'd probably say an 8, but we'll knock it down to 7.5 because they didn't qualify. Now, these were all the kits that I could find online. If you could let me know down what ones I've missed, what ones you think are your favorite as well, and who do you think will win the World Cup. Make sure you follow all the social medias down below. If you did like today's video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And if you are on the audio platforms, make sure you can rate 5 stars. Catch you in the next episode. Take care.